We have to develop our indigenous technology. Mention was made here of Sindoor. We are really proud of it, not for necessarily what people perceive. That how much of an indigenous content was there. We are proud of it, that some of the best systems that worked, whether it was our BrahMos systems, whether it was our integrated air control and command systems, whether it was our radars, whether it was the whole this of it that was being done at the battlefield surveillance about the position out there. We decided to have 9 terrorist targets in the crisscross of Pakistan. It was not on the border area or something, which we thought were there this way. We missed none. We hit nowhere else except that. And it is also not that this was a very, it was precise to the point where we knew who is where. Entire operation was started at 5 minutes past 1 and was over at 28 minutes past 1. 23 minutes. Thereafter, a lot of things are said that this thing, foreign press and all these things, they said Pakistan did that and this. You tell me one photograph, one imagery. In, these days, these imageries are from the satellites all over the world. They are this thing, which shows any Indian damage being done, even a glass pane having been torn. I don't know, only our forces will be knowing what's happening in this thing, but I am just telling, they brought out photographs, they wrote this thing, the New York Times put it this thing, put out very this thing. Only imagery, they said 13 air bases of Pakistan now and now, before 10th May and after 10th May. Whether it was in Sargoda or it was in Rahim Yar Khan or it was in Chaklala or it was in Rawalpindi, any of the places that there are 13 important air bases, including the Bellary where they have got the AVAX, the control systems. Now, I'm not telling any of this thing. I'm only telling what the foreign media, on the basis of the imageries, have put the images and so we're very able to achieve it. We are capable of doing that. So the country's challenges before the country, as I said, are very great. We are I will tell you one small incident. There was one gentleman who wanted to meet me, but because of my office could not give him any time. So I got a friend in US, General McMaster. He wrote to me this thing and others that he was a wonderful army general. He said that there is a person I want to send to you, you must meet him. I said, okay, send him sometime. So he came, he told me. I said, how do you know General McMaster? He said, I provide some services to the American Defense Forces. I said, what's your background? And then he told me something about his district. When I learned that he was a person who was the founder and CEO of Rhombus, he was providing on the basis, he started it, on the basis of the open information about the position of the satellites and what they were taking the imageries and some of these things, the entire forecasting model for next 24 hours for Pakistan, for American Army. Then the American Army started supplementing it with their own data. And he became extremely this thing, and this Rhombus Corporation became one of the very, very powerful organizations with very high technology, using AI, using particles, these things, and multiple of other technologies and others. Then I asked him, I said, okay, look at with much greater, where we will have to get much greater focus. It is important because our needs are multiple and diverse. But every nation has got some core needs. And first need is survival. You can have everything in the world. That will mean nothing if you don't survive. And we are in the business of saying that even if I perish, the country survives. If you become the technology warriors, you may perish, your technology must survive, the nation may survive. The debt that we owe to our ancestors, we are able to avenge our history. Indeed, we need an ecosystem of technology, high resources, infrastructure. But what we need most are the men like you. You must have heard many stories. There was a young scientist in Cambridge, young boy. In the Second World War, do you know who changed the history of the Second World War? You know him by the name of the man who started, father of computing. His name was Alan Turing. He found he could break the Enigma machine's code. And thereafter, all the U-boats and all the communications of the German army were intercepted, and the entire shape of the battle from 1943, from the late 42, actually it started. He died young at the age of 44. Very few of you know that he was a spy. He was an intelligence man working for the MI6. And he was inserted in this task of breaking the German code. But it required a person with great technical genius and he changed it. We need many Alan Turings today to guide, protect, and take this country ahead. You know, something happened in 2020. It was slightly a bad experience for us. We had we had a little fight. Of course, ultimately we were able to get everything, But certain decisions were taken. And one of the decisions that was taken is we are going to completely indigenize our communication systems, and 5G will not be imported from anywhere. It is necessary for our data protection, it is necessary for our communications, it was necessary for many security needs. At the same time, the country could not afford to lose the technology battle and remain behind and get decades behind.